long as the Rady Jewish Community Center has been a part of the Asper campus, they've not only offered fitness and wellness programs for physical health, but also exercises for the soul and mind. Music N Mavens celebrates their 20th year this year, continuing to provide Winnipeg with a premier daytime concert and lecture series. I'm joined now by Karla Berbrayer, producer of the series, for a little bit more information. Good afternoon, Karla.
Hi, Simon. It's great to be here.
Well, it really is a pleasure to have you. I want to begin by saying congratulations, 20 years.
It is pretty amazing, yes.
It is, and I was just curious, how did the Music N Mavens series come about?
Well, 20 years ago, I had young children, and the Rady JCC had just opened in the Asper Jewish Community Campus, and there wasn't much going on during the daytime for people who did have the leisure time to go out and hear a great concert or a stimulating lecture. And I actually approached the Asper Jewish Community Campus, the Rady JCC, and suggested this concept of Music N Mavens, and they liked it. They went for it, and 20 years later, I am still producing it.
The rest is history. It's a very long-running series. I mean, not just the fact that it's been here for 20 years, but it's kicked off today, right?
Correct.
Correct. How was the opening concert?
It was amazing. We had a great house, and the opening concert was Bernstein on brass, and Richard Gillis led the concert. And actually, last year I had been at a conference where I heard that it was the 100th anniversary of the birth of Leonard Bernstein this year, and I wanted to do something commemorating that. So I spoke to Richard about putting together a quintet of Leonard Bernstein's music. So it was a great opening this afternoon.
A great kickoff, and it runs all the way through March 22nd.
Correct. Yes.
That is really, really outstanding. I mean, what's also outstanding to me is that it's a daytime concert and lecture series.
Yes, exactly.
The time slot, like you said, what was special about that, to have a concert in the middle of the day?
Well, what's special is that nobody else was doing it. I mean, that was number one. And I knew that I was looking for something during the daytime at a certain period in my life. And I felt that there would be other people who preferred not to drive after dark, to come downtown and find a parking spot and hassle with the traffic, etc. The Rady JCC has a big parking lot, and it's just easier to go to a concert in the middle of the day, come home, and then you have the rest of your evening free. So I get a lot of people who either are, they might have retired, or they might be shift workers, or they might be young students. I often get mums who pull their kids out of school to come hear a wonderful performer if their son or daughter is studying the instrument that is being presented that afternoon. So it's a wide demographic of people that attend the performances.
You mentioned students. I remember when I was in the Faculty of Music, we would have these midday recitals, and then after the recital, you'd walk out feeling so energized after hearing this music. And I imagine, all of a sudden your evening is still free, and you're ready to keep going that way.
That's right. It's also a social component, because after every performance, I have a coffee tea reception where you get to meet the performers. So the audience mingles and speaks to the performers and becomes aware of these people that they hadn't been previously accustomed to hearing. And then hopefully they will go hear them in another venue when they're performing with the symphony or with another organization with which they're regularly presenting. So
you mentioned the performers, and I mean, this is a diverse program of Music N Mavens, and naturally, since we're here at Classic 107, I want to begin on the musical side of things. What type of music can people expect to hear in the program? Well,
on Thursday, I have an afternoon of Gershwin music, and what could be better than Gershwin at 2?
Oh, no kidding. No complaining about that.
And I've booked Aaron Hutton. He's going to be performing with a pianist named Kyle Zavitz, and they're doing a whole afternoon of Gershwin music that I've let Aaron just have fun with and put together. So that's going to be amazing. We have, coming up a little bit later, we have Desiree Abbey, who's going to do a whole afternoon of the cello and the history of the cello, and talk about it as well, and take us from Bach to the present with the cello. I have a singer named Kelly Bado. She sings in French and Spanish and in English. And I first heard Kelly at Festival de Voyageurs last year. She's quite a diverse performer who is originally from Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast. So she's performing with a trio. So there's a wide variety. I've tried to capture as many different types of music as possible so that there should be something for everybody, whether it's jazz or classical or folk, that there should be something that you can find on the series that would be new and appealing to you.
So in addition to the music, there's also this lecture component, right?
Yes.
A maven, someone who's
Absolutely.
an expert in something. What type of topics are going to be discussed this year?
Okay, well, next Tuesday, I have Richard Hector, who actually has a background in astrology, and he travels the world talking to people about how the sky that you and I see here in Winnipeg and the sky that people see in Iraq and in Israel and in Sudan is all the same sky, but we all look at it differently, and we read into the signs that we see in the sky in a different way. So the Big Dipper here might be called a different name in Nunavut. And it's just a fascinating topic, and I asked Richard to come and speak about that. Thursday, February the 1st, I have Sarah Elvins talking about how advertising has affected the foods that we eat. In the 1940s and 50s, everybody was into Betty Crocker and Cheese Whiz and all these convenience foods just because of the television advertising and how that affects our lives. So yes, it is a mixture of a variety of different topics. Actually, I joke that anybody I have dinner with could end up on my Music and Mavens series as a speaker if I find them interesting.
So they sound like both stimulating but accessible lectures,
Yes.
right? It's not so much the kind of a stuffy lecture, if you will. I mean, in terms of the performance as well, this idea of, it sounds like there's an audience interaction too, right? It's an intimate environment.
Correct.
So the last thing I really wanted to ask you was, well, where can people get tickets?
Well, tickets are available at the door. You can go online to the website, radiojcc.com, and you can purchase a concert card, which is the best value. So that way you make a bit of a commitment that you're going to come to a number of concerts, and you get it even less expensive than if you buy it at the door. But we do have tickets to all of our events available at the door.
Well, Karla, I want to thank you so much for coming by to talk to us about Music and Mavens. Congratulations on 20 years again.
Thank you.
It really is something else. Karla Berbrayer here in the Classic 107 studio, talking about the Music and Mavens concert and lecture series, which takes place at the Rady JCC Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, though there are a couple Wednesdays in there. For more information, head to radyjcc.com or classic107.com and click on the events tab.